This is a normal day in my life as a software engineer working remotely. As a software engineer working remotely, I normally spend most of my time working indoors. However, a few days like today, I've chosen to go work from the park. So, as a software engineer working remotely, I could work anywhere as long as I have internet connection and my laptop has charge. So I'm now leaving to the park from where I'm going to work today. Let's go. For a spot to park. Because now the park is here. That is the Muira Gardens. Okay, so I'm just looking for a good spot to park. Probably I'll do it here. I use it for camping and I'm going to use it when I go to the park. So I think I found the right spots. This is the governor's office. But I'm going to put my seat here. So today we are going to work on two applications, and the first one we are going to add a referral system. So since this application has 3 user roles, we have the admin, the creator, and the normal user. Admin is exempted. And then, so let's talk about the creator. So if a creator refers another user who becomes a creator, every time someone purchases from that creator who was referred, this creator who referred receives a commission of 1% of the total amount of the purchase. And then for normal users, if a user refers another user, every time this user that was referred makes a purchase, the user who referred gets 1% of the total amount of the purchase. So that is what we are going to add on this system. So the approach of the implementation is that we have the backend, which serves API, and then you have the front end, which consumes that API. So we will start by working on the function and the backend functionality. This is a Laravel application, meaning that we will start by creating migrations for the tables we need, creating models and relationships, creating the services, and then the controller files, and then finally the route files, and also the job files whenever we need them. And then after that, I will now have data that we can fetch, and then so we'll get that data, the endpoint, and then we use that data on the front end now to show the user interface. As you can see, I have instructed AI to generate a list of tasks it is going to execute in order to achieve these functionalities. So what is going to happen is that it's going to generate the tasks. These tasks are divided into two. We have the backend tasks and the front-end tasks. So it's going to start with the backend tasks, and once they are done, I'm going to tell it to continue to the front-end tasks. So my role is just to check the code and make sure it is up to the standard before accepting it and pushing it to the GitHub account, which is going to automatically deploy to the server. So that is how easy AI has made the work of a software engineer in 2025. So after working on the backend functionality of the referral system, I decided that I'll work on the front-end functionality when I get back to the house. But then there is another functionality that I need to implement in the application. This functionality will determine whether it is going to be on the same domain name or we are going to host it on another domain name, and then use API to access the functionality. So this functionality is all about the media analysis, where we have the main application where the users are going to upload the media, that is the images and videos. Once they upload this media, they are going to be sent to this third-party application where we are going to implement the image analysis, that is the face recognition. We don't want a case whereby one user uploads another user's media. So what this function is going to do is going to take this media and analyze and try to detect the face of the users who have created accounts in our application. So if this system finds out that there is another user who have posted the other users' photos or images, it is going to alert those users to check. And then if it checks and finds out that they have not been tagged, it is going to delete those media. So this is what this functionality is going to do. So there are paid options and also the open source options for us to use to achieve this functionality. But then I don't know the cost effectiveness of those two options. So what do? I ask AI to try and help me to know the cost effectiveness of those two methods. So after doing the cost effectiveness analysis, I sent the files to my colleague who is in the United States to look at them, because it was for the open source option, but then from the analysis I can see it is more expensive than the paid option. So that's why you can see me writing in my text. You need to go through the files and then decide whether we need to go with the paid option or open source option. After working for around 4 hours, it started raining and I had to move to the car to work from there. So as you can see, I'm working from the car and outside is raining. So I'm just going to work for like 2 hours and then that will be it. I will go back to the house. After accomplishing the tasks of the day, I decided to go back to the house. And that is a normal day in my life as a software engineer working
Living
remotely.
life, every day, late at night, not okay. All I want, and I pray, all I need